Hello everyone, John, J&W Music. Today what I'm bringing to you is one of the first kit guitars that I ever experimented with. This particular kit guitar, of course, I got about 6 years ago off the internet. I got it off of eBay, and I think I paid about $100 for it. Like I said, that was about 6 years ago. I'm not sure of the make, but like I say, it's not something I put in as kind of a build as you go and show it off. So it is something that I've done several years ago. It's kind of a PRS kind of shape. But like I said, it was just something for me to kind of get my feet wet on, something to to do as a hobby. I was fairly impressed with the fit and finish for the price that I paid. Of course, the electronics and everything were kind of lacking. There were things I needed to do on the body to get it to fit just right. Of course, I didn't paint it. I kind of stained it and did my own little thing. Probably the worst thing on this particular guitar, as far as quality wise, is the tuners that were on it. They just do not stay in tune. Just played for a little while and they're just way out again. So that'd be one thing that if you ever did, tuners are probably the first thing that you'd need to think about. It does have a thicker kind of a Gibson Epiphone, thicker kind of baseball neck that's on it, but like I say, it really wasn't bought to be played, more of just something to play with and more of a wall hanger. And it's got these little butterfly inlays, but I was pretty impressed with the craftsmanship for the price to put it together. But like I said, the quality of the components are not the best. We'll go ahead and take a look at the side view next. Taking a look at the side view, one of the things I was impressed with, that I liked, the particular input jack. It wasn't just some cheap plastic. It was actually the four screw metal input jack plate. So I was really pleased with that. And even the 2-point tremolo that it came with, I can set it up where it was pretty flat, and I was pretty satisfied with it. It's just the tuners, tuning pegs that really were lacking. The pickups are pretty muddy. I'm sure it's as far as the body is, it's a pretty light soft wood. The neck, like I say, is a pretty thick, like I say, Gibson Epiphone shape. The heel joint is pretty thick also. On it is a bolt-on construction, and there you can see rosewood fretboard on the maple neck. Like I said, just their little, like I say, die-cast tuners. Just a plastic nut. But if anybody's thinking about putting a kit together, I mean, I would highly recommend it. Like I said, if you enjoy guitars, kind of get your feet wet, kind of see how they're put together. It'll really help with wiring. If you've got another one, an older model that needs some refurbishing, practice on one of these kit guitars before you break into your guitar that cost you, some money. Next, we'll go ahead and look at the back side. Here on the back side, just like even on the front, the wood grain on this particular guitar, I really liked it. That's another reason why I just kind of stained it and didn't want to, didn't want to paint it. But just the control plates there for the tremolo and the electronics. You can see where I put the strap button on the top horn. Just a standard 4-bolt construction there on the for the neck joint. Like I say, it is. I just stained it also a little bit lighter. Put a maple neck, and you can see those kind of cheap little die cast tuners there. Overall, like I say, done about 6 years ago, about 2010. You know, first time I did anything, so I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. Like I say, anybody thinking about doing one, I highly recommend it. It is pretty fun. It is time consuming. There's in between things. After setting it up, you've got to let everything kind of dry and set before you put the next kind of coats on. So you could, you know, potentially be investing, you know, several weeks to a month to doing it right. Next, we'll go ahead and I'll let you hear how it sounds. Good afternoon, everyone. This is John, J&W Music, back with you again. Like I said, now we're going to be looking at the sound test of this kit guitar that I put together. Like I say, it was one of the first things that, one of the first kits that I ever put together. Did it about 6 years ago, purchased it off eBay. It's one of theirs, it's kind of a PRS style that they wanted to do. So, like I say, I paid, you know, about $100 shipped to get it to me, just to kind of see what kind of quality was coming out with them, and then for me to kind of test with what I could do, finishes in the woods and things. So, but we'll go ahead and get a little bit of sound to this thing. Like I say, it does have a thicker neck, more like a Gibson Epiphone, kind of thicker, as like, you know, kind of holding a baseball bat. But we're just up here in the neck position in their humbucker. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and move down to the center position, both of them. Now, one thing I will say about these is the worst thing that came on this kit is the tuners, and once you've played them literally a few strums, this guitar just goes way bad out of tune. So new tuners definitely something that I would recommend. And even if you wanted to go up and invest in some locking tuners, that would be even better. Really help you in your string change time. But the tuners are just not well at all. We go down here, bridge. Like I said, I apologize. It's already getting out of tune. I'm going to turn my start back on, my snark, and tune it back up again. Yeah, it's already out of tune pretty bad, guys. Let's go back up. We will put a little bit of crunch into it, and let's see how bad our tuning is on. Yeah. And just the least little bit, if you're off, like I say, when it's kind of tough and catches, then it just goes way out of whack on the other side. Especially my D tuner, it really goes out. And then it'll make a creak sound, and then it just jumps and goes way sharp. It goes flat really bad, and then as soon as you hear it creak, then it pops and goes sharp really bad. Yeah, see, I
of tuned it up right before we started the clean side, and like I say, just from doing a few strums, just going from 3 positions, it went way out of tune. So, like I say, you get these made in China kit guitars. Now the bridge itself is actually pretty good. I like this little 2-point bridge, and they try and be like a PRS style. It's not bad at all, but the tuning pegs, horrible. Let's go back to the neck. It does have a good little crunch. Come here to the center. And down to the bridge. So overall, my experience, like I say, this was the first kit guitar I ever made. I've actually put 3 of them together. This is my first one. This is the only one that I stained. I did some other treatments. I'll show those later on the other 2 kits. But overall, for $100 and the experience that it gave me, it's a pretty well guitar. It really didn't have any problem with any kind of fret buzzing or anything like that. So the fretboard itself was done pretty well. Like I say, for the $100, you know, you did really well. So anybody wants to check out eBay, take a chance, you know, I recommend it. It worked out good for me. And it's a good experience. Anybody that loves guitar is going to love kind of getting their hands dirty, tearing one apart and putting it back together. Again, stop dreaming, start playing.